Well, for those who didn't join on the live stream, remember that you can follow my live stream every day at 12:30 UTC. I always wait a little bit so people have some time to join in. So try to mark your calendars, mark your clocks, set your alarms if you want to be on the live stream. A lot of opportunities to talk about what your issues are, if there's things you don't understand, things that you want more explanation on. I really hope that we can build a little community of traders, people being interested and making this more a back and forth conversation. Please do not spam the chat box. It's pretty annoying. Sometimes I've seen people just spamming like crazy. Don't know what your intentions are. If it's to sabotage the channel, then shame on you. But if you think it's funny, then yeah, just think again. It's not as funny. Okay, cool, thank you. So now let's dive in. Where did we leave off yesterday? Yesterday we were building upon, what was yesterday? We were building upon this section here. And what did I expect? What did I say? I said that diving down, getting a little bit more of a low would be a good thing, especially if we could close below the white lines here, and even better if we could drop a little bit lower with regards of the blue box, and also try at least not to be closing below 13,800. That would put us in quite some trouble. What happened? Well, we actually passed the entire section of marks. We did get a very strong pullback, and that actually led to a very strong bullish divergence on the 1 hour chart, and we just didn't get it on the 3 hour chart. And on the 4 hour chart, still same thing. We got a medium bullish divergence from this low here, which already was not a bad thing for a rebound. Now let's dive in deeper and let's have a look at what's to expect and how we can see the future from here. Well, it's impossible to see the future, just mark my words. Scratch my words. My intention is not to present some crystal ball stuff, which is actually impossible. What we're going to do is just look at the options and then see where we can go from there. Try to narrow things down just like we always do. Look at all possible scenarios, and then we have a few things. Not now. Then we have a few things. Yeah. Room service. So then we will have a few more things to be on the lookout, and we will try to deduct bit by bit as the day progresses which one of the scenarios is going to play out, so that you can have a strong position to move forward. So what did happen? We did get our little rise up. Well, not a little. We did get quite an impressive pump to the upside. Then we got our correction, which is actually to be expected after such a move. Like I said, before the weekend, we were looking like really exhausted, especially on the RSI. So a little bit of a pullback was to be expected. Of course, we are in a very volatile period right now with a lot of uncertainty happening. So yeah, the pullback was pretty strong, which in my book just signals that we do have quite some new money flowing in. Lots of people took profit, a few people panic dumped, and this is now where we are sitting. We have our strong reaction to the upside, but on such a move, usually I expect for Bitcoin to make a retest of the lower situation, just confirming that this is actually a bottom. In the beginning, after the touchdown, right here in this situation, we could still have imagined a dead cat bounce where price does this, this, and this, and this, just keeps bouncing down and down and down. So of course we did have to wait a little bit for a retest and a reaction of the lower areas. Now what do we see? We see that we broke the channel again. We did retest the lower edge of the green channel, so we are once again within the range of the green channel. And what is possible? A few things are possible from here. From here on out, we could see price dive down a little bit more, get back up, and slowly start ranging outside of the channel. This is a very valid possibility. We could also see a retest of the lower areas somewhere around here, and then get our strong reaction again, completely nullifying this entire channel and making it a thing in the past. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's have a look at what kind of levels we do want to see and we do hope to see get broken. Let's remove all this stuff because this was yesterday's news. And let's do a few new magic calculations and let's have a look at what the possibilities and the implications are. Now on the upside, first things we want to see or we want to test is where are we going to see a potential pullback. So potentially this could be already a good area on the big volume node here. So let's do a little bit of a calculation and also measure it out with the RSI levels to see what lies in the cards. So let's do 15,400, and for this I use the reverse indicator from Pig. It's an amazing tool. You will see me use it over and over again. So if you want to give it a try, sign up for TradingView. If you have not, I think you need a paid account, and then you can just go into the indicators tab here, type Pig in brackets, and then you can see all of his indicators. The favorite one is the reverse calculator panel. Also, if you do like it a lot, you can give him a little kickback, give him a tip to show your appreciation for his work, because he puts a lot of work in there and he offers them for free. So please try to remember that, especially if it makes you a profitable trader. It's the least you can do. Now here, let's have a look. 15,400, rising up to 15,400 would give us an RSI of 64.5, and 64.5 is a little bit higher than this local high here on this side. All right, so getting 15,500, I think if we really reach it, this would already be a very nice area to take profit, because I think a lot of people are going to use this area if price reaches this high. Of course, nothing is set in stone. We could start seeing higher highs, but if we break this level, then I would expect at least a retest of the higher trend line before seeing more continuation. I don't think that we would be able to break all the way up, because then we would get like another bearish signal from this whole structure. And let's have a look and see which high would need to be broken. We would be sitting at 85. Yeah, am I reading this right? 85, yes. So let's crunch the numbers. 85. So in order just to be able to rise up to the occasion and not get a strong reaction, price would have to break 16,650. So I think, statistically speaking, I don't think this is very likely, although it is possible, because once we break above this node, we are entering a very thin area of volume. So it is possible, but is it very likely? I think it's more unlikely than whatnot. Also, seeing how these lines are lining up with the there we go, with the point of control on this local section, where the trend line is lining up together with the red line that signals the most intense action. I think this is more of a limit where we could see price go right now in the near future. On the other hand, once we start going down, what we want to see is a retest of some of those local lows. And if we look at the higher time frames, then we only see two areas on the RSI that could signal a type of divergence. So let's start off with this one, and then we will do this one. So here we are sitting at 46.2 and 39.1. So 46.2, what does that tell us? 46.2 would say that we need to break 14,995. So 14,995 just lines up with the low. Oh, what did I do? What did I do? So that just lines up with this low. So I think at least breaking this red line is a necessity. Now, we do have this lower low sitting at 39.49. I think this is the one we want to keep our eyes on. 39.14. And what does that tell us? This one would set the area at 14,723. 14,723. There we go. So basically, getting in between this zone would be a very nice thing. Now, how easy is this going to be? Let's see. Oh, look at that. It matches up perfectly, beautifully. Now, yeah, this is gonna be a tight squeeze, a very, very tight squeeze. On the other hand, it still could be possible to see price dive even lower. And now let's have a look at the open, high, low, and close RSI, because this one often reads a little bit differently. And remember, this is a 3-hour chart. After this, we're going to do the 1-hour chart. I'm doing it a little bit backwards today, just because there's so much to talk about. There are so many variables, and actually, come to think of it, finding some support on this area here would actually not seem impossible. So yeah, very interesting, very interesting. Maybe this would actually give us an area to really narrow it down on. So this is a key area of interest. Let's call it 14.9. And then the other one, I would, let's calculate, 39 point is same thing, basically same thing. This is interesting. All right, let's go down to the 1-hour chart. Let's see what the 1-hour chart is telling us, because often they do not agree. Especially I want to look at this low to see how far we can go before getting in trouble. So 13.11. Let's crunch that number. Oh my God. Okay. Wow. Did not expect that. Let's go to the close. Let's see what this says. 18.4. We are actually talking with really big numbers. So yeah, 18.4, it would set us in trouble starting to close a 1 hour candle at 13,378. Wow. Okay, this is very low. This is actually breaking into the blue box. So as long as we don't start closing within this blue box area below, basically we are not in trouble. There is no reversal of a trend inside. So what does that tell me? Statistically speaking from the numbers alone, this is just a beautiful situation. This is buy the dip. Hey, AYK, this is about Bitcoin. And welcome. Hope you're doing fine. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, I hope you find this interesting. I try to make it as interesting as possible. The idea is to share some knowledge and let you guys follow my technical analysis as I go over all the details. This is my little ritual of the day. This is what I do daily before even thinking about tackling the market. Yeah, so yeah, feel free to join, feel free to ask your questions if you have any. I would be very happy to answer and to help you out. All right, so let's keep on going. So basically, like I said, having a retest of these lower areas would really not set us in trouble. So we do have a lot of range before we start seeing a real shifting in the momentum that we have been picking up. Probably this is why a lot of YouTubers and stuff have already been starting to call the biggest bull run and all that good stuff. I don't want to make bold claims, but yeah, looking at this situation, it's very hard to find any kinds of negativity. Let's try something else. So what I'm going to do is see how these lows do line up. So this is actually very interesting as well. All right. Now we see price is starting to push up higher. Like I said, I think if we really manage to reach this upper area here, this is going to be rejected. Although this is already a very nice range. If you have been playing this, then congratulations. I'm really happy for you. On the other hand, if you think you missed the train, think again. Don't try to short the top. Please don't do this. It's the biggest trap ever. Just be patient and take the longs on the lower side. Mark off all your areas of interest and then just go level by level. If we go a little bit down, then just martingale. Make sure you do have enough leeway and don't go too high on the leverage so you can take the pain. Okay, this strategy, like scaling in, going down, especially if you know we are going to follow with an uptrend, is a very valuable way to get the better position. But don't go balls out way too quickly, and don't go high leverage, because you might get burned like this. Okay, very, very important thing to think about. On the other hand, on stop losses, honestly, this is the hardest thing in this situation, where to put your stop loss. Basically, in this situation, this is more about how much pain tolerant are you, how is your position set up, and how far can you let it ride. Okay, it's not gonna be an easy way right here to say exactly which could be the low, but on some levels we could start already putting some designated areas, like this one here looks nice, and on the lower side, even this one here, I would say somewhere around the 14,200s, something like this. Yeah, I think this could look actually really nice, because any of these levels, when they get broken, they are just going to make a stronger reaction on the RSI read. Um, it's tricky. It's tricky. Maybe you could also find a little bit of help here on the stochastics RSI. So as you can tell, the stochastics right now on the 1 hour chart are way in the bullish control zone, which is very positive momentum to the upside, which we can also tell. You don't need any kind of indicator to see this, but it's a nice confirmation. And once it starts to turn around, then maybe you can also start judging how hard it's going to react. Because if you can see here, we have a rejection of the bullish control zone, like really rejection, and this is where it started to dive all the way down. And we can see the same reaction here on the price. Now, the crossing did not really exactly get the bottom, and this is why I would never ever trade only on one of these indicators. For me, finding the bottom is RSI over price, looking for divergences, and then hoping to spot a retest that confirms the local low. And once you see that strong retest, this is where you can really start expecting either some more accumulation for the upside, or a stronger reaction going higher and higher. This is how I like to go about on my trades. But of course, this is very personal, and if you think you have a better strategy, or you have something that I haven't seen, noticed, or talked about, then please feel free to share it with the group, and I would be very happy to keep an open mind and see what the possibilities are. But okay, we did mark off the lower areas, and this is for the 1 hour time frame. Now let's look at the 3 hour time frame, and let's see if we can do something similar, because I do like the 3 hour time frame. Let's see. This low here is sitting at 39.14, and this is the one I want to base myself off of, 39.14. This would be 14,700, my apologies. So this would be the low of the blue box area. On the first glimpse, I think this could be a very valid closing area for a 3 hour chart. Maybe we could see a little bit more of a swipe down on the shorter time frames, just trying to break these, making another long wick, but finally closing on this area. I think this would be a very, very nice reaction. Let's have a look at the 4 hour chart. Let's see if the 4 hour chart does agree. And this would be 42.88. 42.88, and the 4-hour chart would have us more rather close around the 16,033. And if we do this, basically we would get a similar low of this local low. We would get a similar low of this local low, and for a 4-hour chart this could indicate a little bit more continuation. So yeah, I do think, and you know, do not quote me on this, but this is what I will be keeping in mind, is I do think if we break below this line here, we could start forming another local low from which to look for a retest. So this is kind of, if we manage to get below this here, we could get something like this, have a retest, maybe like this, and get back up. Could be possible. Now let's have a look at some other key areas that we want to see broken if we start getting below this this blue line here, because this is interesting. This is actually interesting. Let's have a look at 41.38 and 41.40. Let's say 41.50. Okay, guys, what do you think? What do you think? Tell me about it. Tell me what your ideas are. So 41.50 would actually give us a, if we get below on the RSI, let me get this straight. If we get below on the RSI, below 41.50, now what, I'm even gonna go lower. I'm gonna do 41.38 because that's the lowest we've seen. Yeah, okay, cool. So if we get below the blue line here, as long as we don't break that blue box, so getting below the blue line, you know what, I'm going to make all those a little bit less visible and less intrusive, because these are reference areas and I don't want to get you guys confused. Okay. Okay, how is that looking? Is this a little bit better? Why don't we see this one? Well, I'm just gonna remove it then. If we don't see it on the stream, it's pointless. Okay, so breaking any one of those dotted lines, very strong reaction, very strong situation. Maybe even ranging down until we touch the red line here, because sometimes those intersections can have very, very, very strong reactions. This would allow us to see on the RSI, get a bullish divergence with this level, having a double bullish divergence basically. And I think this could actually give us a very positive signal for the future. So as long as we don't close as long as we don't close below the blue line here. I wish I could mark this off a little bit better. Let's make it a thick line. Oh, I'm trying to make the chart as clear to you guys as possible, because basically it's starting to get a mess. You know what? I'm just going to remove this line. I'm going to bring this down. Okay. Okay. And maybe we'll remove this as well. We will bring this down. Like so. All right. All right, let's do like this. Let's do like this. Closing inside the blue box. Nice. Continuation to the upside. We keep the trend. We keep the uptrend. Closing under the blue line. The lower we go, the stronger reaction. But closing within this blue box could be very bad for the future. All right. I think this is what we want to be looking for. Okay, cool. Cool. Now that we have a plan, now that we do have a plan for the Bitcoin chart, let's have a little look at the traditional markets. I did go over yesterday. Nothing has happened. It's weekend, so the traditional markets are still closed. But on the dollar strength index, we do see a potential bullish divergence getting formed. This is on the 4-hour chart. Let's look at the 1-hour chart. The 1-hour chart is looking even stronger. Let's look at the 6-hour chart, and yeah, it's there as well. So seeing the dollar trying to recover to the upside could actually bear bad news for Bitcoin and traditional markets. Let's have a look at E-mini futures. E-mini futures still has not started its correction. It was building the same structure as Bitcoin was doing in the just before the weekend. This was this structure here, and E-mini futures did not get the chance to react yet because the markets closed over the weekend. And yeah, so yeah, potentially I would be very careful and try not to jump the gun. I think this is a very important thing to remember. Now here on the 6-hour chart, I do see something very interesting, because we still have a lot of other potential areas where we could go down to and probably bounce off of to make a very strong another bearish bullish divergence, because here we do have our bearish divergence here, and basically I don't think it already played out, which could be troublesome. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at this. This is actually interesting. Let's see, 28 and 15.3. So yeah, touching down on 13,000. 13,000 literally being the bottom of this whole structure. And let's see for the other one. This is way further down below. 15,030. 15.3. I'm sorry. 9,565. Okay. So how are we going to mark this area off? So let's have a look. So 13,050 would be this. Let's make it red. Let's make this one gray. And then 95. Wow. This is really down below. Okay. That's actually very interesting stuff. Now, why am I marking these areas off, you wonder? Basically, I will tell you, the idea is, in case of a breakdown of the price, in case we are actually starting to trend down, because things are possible, I do believe that these areas could start forming a bottom of where we could see price bounce off of. Hope I'm being clear on this. So it's this low and this low. Now let's scratch this one, because this is actually the point of no return. I'm going to mark this one red, like this. Very solid red. Yeah. Maybe I will do like this. Yeah. Okay. Okay, now what are we looking at? This blue box area, I think this one is a trouble area. I do believe if we start to close below this area, let's say it differently. Let's approach this differently. Number one, making a continuation off of this signal would initiate more of a downtrend. We have this one. So this is actually very interesting, because this is on a longer time scale, because a lot can still be played out on the longer time scale. So let's have a look and let's mark these things off. So 52.51, and 54, 45.50. So 52, 51. This is 15,000. So the 15,000 area, blah, 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 blah. Is here. Okay. 45.50. This is 16,000, 14,600. So this is more or less here. Okay, so a close within or below the blue box, no problems, nothing really terrible happening. A close below this line, I do believe we are in trouble. Now let's remove this one, because I think this is the game over line. And let's make it fat. All right. Now let's go like this. Within this box, if we can still hold on to the price within this box, I do believe that we could still see a little bit of wiggling before we do have a definite change of momentum. And on the low end, I do think that, where did I put the 9,500? I do think the 9,500 area here could be the bottom if we actually break down. Okay. This is starting to look interesting, because the more I look at it, the more I do think that eventually a retest of this green channel line is going to start come into play if we don't get a strong reaction within this area here. Okay, so be cautious, be cautious. I said buy the dip, but I think I'm going to swallow my words. I'm going to swallow my pride and start thinking a little bit more about a cautious play, as long as we don't make a continuation pattern here, or as long as we don't manage to really confirm the continuation of the uptrend with a bullish divergence that will really reset the bearish divergence that we are seeing here, because this one is actually still present, this over this, and being on a 6-hour time frame, I think this pattern actually still has some weight to play out in the longer scale of this entire structure. So I would be careful. Now, what levels are there to keep an eye on? Like I said, in order to break this one, I think we read it at 16,800. So let's do the math on the larger time frame. Oh, that would be 17,500. So yeah. 17,500 is the area to break, like this. Okay, so quite a way up there. And if we look at the past, if the past can be any kind of a reference, we do often see how we get those major running ups. Then we do get a little bit of series of lower highs, followed all of them with some major breakdowns. We do still have a little bit of ranging before a real change of momentum happens. So basically, I think this play could still be in the cards. I do think that we are going to see a retest of some higher levels, but yeah, let's see how she plays out. Let's see how she plays. But yeah, keep your eyes open for this one. I think this is something to keep your eyes on. Also, having so much positive news flooding YouTube and all the other platforms, I'm always very, very cautious when the whole market is yelling bull run, bull run. This is actually often where I start to look at the market in a more skeptical way, and especially seeing this strong bearish divergence. Like we do have a much higher high, and on RSI we do have a much lower high. Yeah, I would be cautious here. Maybe you can ride out a few more longs, but if we start making lower highs and they confirm with structural here lower lows, and you can see them confirm on the RSI as well, this is where I think we could see a turn of momentum. Will it be long-lived? Will it be short-lived? This is hard to tell, but yeah, I think this would be my advice for now. Look out for these levels. There are going to be some reactions that will give us another push, another chance for a few more longs, but at the end, make sure you reevaluate the situation and have a look whether we are making a continuation, making lower highs and lower lows, and this will be your signal to confirm whether we are continuing or we are changing the momentum pattern. The blue box here, I think this is a danger zone. I think this might maybe be your last chance for a little bit of a long, but once we start hitting this one, I think this will be where the momentum is going to start turning. Okay, now I'm gonna leave you guys with this. I hope this was helpful. Remember, if you want to support my channel, go to Bybit, sign up to Bybit using my affiliate link that you can find on the website. Our website is wolvesofbybit.com. Just scroll down. There's a little bit of an explanation here. Sign up to Bybit. This will sign you up using my affiliate link. It gives me a little bit of a kickback, but it also gives you an amazing, great bonus. So make use of that, no strings attached. You don't like it, just quit it, but I'm sure you're gonna love the platform. It's very user-friendly, and the users are very friendly. It's user-friendly with friendly users. And then afterwards, just send me an email with maybe your user ID or the email address that you used. Then I can sign you up. I can send you an invite for my Discord channel where you can reach me 24/7. Well, I will leave it with this. I thank you guys very, very much for joining. Remember, if you were watching this on a rerun, don't be late to the party. Follow me live. Make this a live session. It's going to be really, really great. I'm trying to stream live every day at 12:30 UTC. I will also send a message on Twitter so you can dial in and tune in. And then I hope to see you guys tomorrow, same time, same channel. Thank you very much. Have a great day, happy trading, and of course, stay safe. That's number one key of the entire deal. All right, stay safe. Bye-bye.